Hey guys, it's Lisa. Welcome to Banning, Panning and Beyond and another Duping the Vibes video. So I had decided to declutter my dose of colour Sassy Sienna palette. So that it was a hard decision because I'm not good at decluttering things, but I found that the shades did not perform real well. I have done a review on Instagram, but for those of you who may not have seen that or read that particular post, I found that the shades didn't blend very well at all, and I couldn't get a lot of shade variation between them. They all seemed to be very of similar strength, even though they were slightly different colors. So there wasn't, even though there was one deepening shade, there's not sort of like a highlighting shade. I'd say 4 out of the 5 were more like all transition shades, or just basically the same strength. So I'll swatch them later in the video so you can see what I mean, but I wasn't happy with the performance, and I did try to use it a few times. However, I had quite a few people comment on how much they liked the looks that I created with them. They're definitely my colours. I love oranges and reds and corals. I think it just really suits my colouring, and I was really disappointed. It wasn't a cheap palette, and I continued, even though I decided and declared that I was going to declutter it. I decided to try and at least use it a few more times before I got rid of it, because I have other Dose of Colours products that I wanted to test out and use for the first time. So I figured, well, I may as well try and where I could pair them with that one, even though it was a lot of work to blend them. I contemplated whether or not maybe it was the particular eye primer that I was like the shadow primer that I was using, and that didn't seem to make a difference. I have tried setting the lid with a few different shades as well, just to get a base of a different formula underneath, to see whether these would blend out a bit easier on a different brand's formula, and I still struggled with them, and I did decide that what I would do was initially to just depot them and pop them in with my Colourpop singles, and if I found over time I still didn't reach for them, that I would just basically crush up the product inside the pan and give the pans a clean and reuse them, because they are magnetic, and I do have some pressed pigments that at some point when I manage to get my hands on the products that are needed, that I will try and press some of my loose pigments. So I thought, yeah, rather than waste the pans, that I would try to repurpose them for that. So then today, as I was sitting down to do my makeup, I decided that I would go ahead and do the depotting. So I did that, and I'll show you the end results. But I pulled out the magnetic palette that I have my Colourpop singles in, which is where I was going to store them, and I noticed that I had some very similar shades already in my Colourpop singles. So I decided that I would try to see if I could dupe them, and because the Colourpop performs better, it kind of seemed pointless to keep both. And from there, I managed to pull 5 shades that I felt were similar. They don't necessarily look exact, particularly in the pan, but once swatched, they look more similar swatch than what they do in the pan. So the test is going to be how they perform on the eye, and I decided I would borrow the idea from Andrea from Beauty with Andy, who decided to do a video where she used her Mercury retrograde palette from Huda Beauty, and she also had the dupe palette. So she used the Mercury retrograde on one side and the dupe palette on the other side, like on each eye, and basically yeah, to see whether or not the looks came out the same or not. So I decided I'd do the same thing today, and I am not going to do it on camera. A few days ago I decided to do a get ready with me video, and I have come to the conclusion that I'm just absolute crap at doing them, basically. So I'm going to probably still do some behind the scenes, just to see if I can improve over time, and then when I feel comfortable enough in doing those, then I will probably actually post them. But until then, they're just going to be practice runs that are going to get trashed and never see the light of day, basically. So I have had a few weeks off filming. As you may know, I've been away, and I will get into my trip away and just a general update next time I do an update video, but I'll leave that till then, and see how easily I get distracted. I've lost my train of thought. That's right, I was talking about how long it had been. So basically yesterday I ended up doing my highlighter inventory video. I pulled all my highlighter singles out, and it was, one video was going to be way too long, so I ended up doing that over 3 separate videos, and I wasn't happy with them. So I'm taking it that I'm a little bit out of practice because I haven't filmed for about 3 weeks, but anyway, I knew I had to get back into the swing of it, and I want to think a little bit more about how I wish to present my inventory videos, particularly for the larger categories, because I know personally I don't like super long videos, and yeah, I just think that I'm either going to have to present it over multiple videos or maybe swatch less, but I know a lot of people like to see swatches of the highlighters as well, so I'm going to put a little bit more thought into that, and I will re-watch the videos back. If I think they're okay, I may just go ahead and post them anyway, and yeah, but I mean, obviously the point of posting the videos is you want people to watch them, so if I'm not happy with them, yeah, I won't post them. So anyway, what I will do is I will show you the dupes that I've come up with, and bear in mind that with the ring light on, that it changes the colour for you guys than what they actually look like in real life. So, and I have to be careful because as I was depotting them, I ended up cracking this shade here. So these are all the Sassy Sienna singles here. Yeah, now they're singles, and these are the Colourpop ones. And yes, today I deliberately picked a magnetic palette, or I should say a palette without a mirror. I don't think I've got any magnetic palettes. No, they're all just clear sort of windows at the top. They're in the Z palettes, but no mirrors. So so what I'm going to do is I'm going to flick this ring light off so you can see the difference. So you can see that they're not quite the same, but I think definitely this one was the hardest one to try and find a dupe for, but that sort of doesn't swatch too bad. So I'll show you the packaging quickly. So you saw the outside of it. That's now what's left. Oop, see, that's why I don't like mirrors. That's what's left of the inside. I'm just going to flick my ring light back on. And there we go. And then this is the black plastic that was inside in here. So it sat in like that. And what I ended up doing is you can sort of see it over right there. I've got a candle lit up at the moment, and so I got my depotting tool and I managed to pop one corner up of this here, and then you'll hopefully you can see on the back, you can see how they're melted. So this first one I obviously didn't leave in long enough, so the glue was still quite strong, and I've got myself paper clip, and yeah, you can see there's, can you see? Yes, you can. So there's holes all across the tops there. So basically once the glue heated up enough, it was just a matter of popping that bobby pin through and pushing the pan out. So yeah, unfortunately I had a casualty with that first shade, but I did end up sort of pressing it. I haven't done a real good job because, like I said, I'm probably going to just break it all up and scrape the product out to reuse the magnetic pans anyway. So like I said, I'm going to jump off camera. I'm going to use the Sassy Siennas on one eye, and I'm going to use the Colourpop dupes on the other eye, and see how much of a difference the eye looks come out. So I'll be back soon with my eyes done. Okay, so this is the look so far. I wanted to just jump on and show you where I'm at before I add the final touches. So I'm not too sure if you'll be able to see any difference. I hope not, because that's the whole point of trying to dupe it. So if I was to come to you and you said, oh wow, your eyes look exactly the same, that's actually a really good outcome. But I know the difference from one eye to the next, which one was a lot more work in regards to blending and whatnot. So I will get up a little bit closer. So that's one eye, and that's the other eye. So not sure whether it would come out. It's going to be mirror image for you guys. So this is my right eye and this is my left eye. So I'd be interested if anyone wants to leave a guess in the comments out of just seeing the eyes close up, which one is which. So yeah, maybe if you're at that point in the video, leave me a comment and let me know what you think. So I'm going to go and finish off the eye look now, and then I'll be back soon. Okay, so here we are with the final look. I'll try and get in a little bit closer. Is it close enough? So I'm really happy with how the look turned out. From looking at myself in the mirror, I can't pick the difference between the Colourpop singles and the Dose of Colours palette. So I don't know what you guys can see, whether it looks any different or not, so let me know. I'm hoping you'll say no, they look exactly the same, because that will make me feel a lot better about getting rid of the Dose of Colours shadows. So either way they're going, but you know, feel free to make me feel better about it. So I will just quickly show you some of the other products that I used to finish the look off. So this shade that you see on my lids is actually another one of the Dose of Colours products that I've been slowly working my way through. I've got a few of these, but it's the Ideal Duos, as per usual. Are we going to focus? How close do I have to get? But this is the colour Sunset. There we go. Is it going to focus? Probably not. Anyway, so one of the things that I really like about these is the fact that you've got the coloured primer in the top part. There we go, you can see that there, which really enhances the pigment that goes on top, and that is it. I don't want to tip it too far forward because it will spill. Even there's only a little bit that's got the sifter on top, but yeah, so I think that is the last one out of those that I needed to test, and I'm keeping them all. So, and that's what I'm doing now that I've catalogued all my products. I'm slowly working my way through. Every time I use something for the first time since cataloguing, I am making notes and making a decision whether I'm going to keep it or declutter it. So, and so far it's only the Dose of Colours palette that I'm getting rid of. So what I used for my brow highlight, which I'm not too sure is even going to, there we go, you can see that there. I rediscovered this yesterday when I was doing the highlighter inventory videos. It's an Hourglass highlighter stick. It's just a little sample that I got. I don't want to wind it all the way up, but it's basically brand new. I did actually use a little bit of it today under my highlight. Actually, where is it? I mentioned in my video, so we'll see whether it goes up or not, that despite all the highlighters that I own, which is way too many, that I had been really wanting the Anastasia Beverly Hills loose highlighter in Peach Fizz, and I try not to buy ABH from her site just so that I can avoid paying shipping. And we do have ABH ranged in Mecca and Sephora in Australia, but unfortunately they don't have that product. Beauty Bay doesn't have that product either. I do have to pay shipping from Beauty Bay since the pandemic. They have now charged, I believe, I'm not sure if there is a limit like above which you get free shipping, but the standard now is $9 Australian just for a basic order, which is not too bad, but they don't have the Peach Fizz highlighter. And Beautylish do have it in the loose highlighter form, but unfortunately Beautylish can't ship ABH to Australia, and I'm guessing it's something to do with the agreement that they have with Sephora and Mecca. So but anyway, I have just, even though I want that highlighter, I went to the Temptalia website and she suggested 2 dupes for that particular highlighter, and I figured, well, yes, I do want it, but I'm crazy because I got 2 dupes in my collection, and one of them was the it's, I always think of Au revoir because that's the proper way, but it's Au revoir from Colourpop. It's the loose highlighter. I think it's discontinued, but I've actually got that on as a blush. I put it on as a glowy blush today. Can't talk about getting distracted here, but basically I use this Hourglass highlighter stick. It's called Champagne Flash, and I decided before I powdered and everything, I put that on my cheekbones, and then I ended up topping it off with a highlighter that I am trying to pan. Basically, this is the one that I use majority of the time that I do my makeup, and it's the Becca. It's just a mini in opal, which I think most people know about or have in their collection. So I pop that on over the top, and then, like I said, I've got this as a glowy blush rather than using it as a highlighter. I think it's just got too much colour to it to be used as a highlighter on me. So I'm hoping that by using it, it's going to quash that desire for Peach Fizz. So I also have, where did I put it? Here's the other one that I've got. So you're kind of getting a little bit of a preview to my highlighter collection in this video. So let's put down all the other stuff that I've got. The Becca highlighter palette. It is this shade here. Let me just pop that down. There's a lot of reflection, sorry, coming off. I'm going to flick that ring light off. There we go. So it's this shade here that's also considered to be a dupe, and I think that's the Ocean Jewels. Yeah, Ocean Jewels highlighter palette by Becca. So I've got both of those to play with, and hopefully, like I said, get over that craving. So I may as well leave the ring light off now anyway, because I'm going to do some swatches for you guys. So the other products before I get to the swatches that I used today was the Lime Crime Lip Pencil. It's a velveteen one, and it's in Bittersweet. So that's what I've used to line my lips today, and I did colour them in a little bit prior to putting on the lipstick. And the lipstick that I wanted to test out today was another Dose of Colours product, so I'm slowly working my way through them. And the colour of this one, where is it? It's really weird. Oh, here we go. I just had it pulled sticker off my hand. I don't know where it came from, and it was from the lipstick. It's in the colour Brick. So I just didn't go for bold eye nude lip today. I went for bold eye bold lip. So, and I'm quite liking the combo actually. I think it really enhances the look, having that darker lip colour. And then my mascara, which you can't really, I don't think you'd be able to tell, is actually the Colourpop one in the brown one. It is called Brownie Points. And the only thing I really have to say about this is that I hate the wand. It is so fat and really difficult to do the lower lash line. Love the formula, not having a problem with the formula. I just don't like the brush. So but anyway, so yeah, that's kind of how I finished this look off today. So what I'll do is I'll swatch the Dose of Colours shades first, and I'm going to say hi to Andrea from Pretty as a Peacock. I was just laughing the other day because she was doing swatches on her channel, and we both really struggle to do them. I think ordinarily Andrew is better than I am, but yeah, I had to have a laugh the other day because I could really relate to her frustration that she was going through trying to get them done. So I'm probably going to make a mess of these. So I should, actually what I'll do is I'll just tell you the shades at the end of it. So I'm going to leave a bit of a gap, so I'll just move that over. So this is the second shade. So they seem to swatch. They are very pigmented. And I'll tell you the amount of kick up in the pan, which is crazy on some of them. So you can see they look like they swatch really well. You think that they would blend out on the eye really well, but they just grip terribly and are really difficult to blend. It's not to say that you can't blend them, but honestly, with the collection that I've got, I just could not be bothered to struggle with shades. I'm just going to clean my fingers off so I can do that last shade. Yeah, I really couldn't be bothered to struggle that much when, as you can see, I have very similar shades already in formulas that are easy to work with. So just dry my fingers off. And this is the last shade in the Sassy Siennas. Sorry, I'm giving you the finger there. That was not deliberate. Alright, so you can see these are all in natural daylight, although not the direct daylight. Okay, so I'm going to now go in with the Colourpop ones in between. So you can see these ones don't seem to swatch as well, but they do blend better. So that was the dupe that I got for that one, and I used that in my as a transition shade, those two. So next one, this looks quite significantly different in the pan, but they look relatively close when they're swatched. And I know everyone's said before, they all, you know, that swatches don't necessarily mean much because it's not how they blend out on the eye, is it? So I'm just going to build these up a little bit. Two more to go, just cleaning my fingers. Alright, so this next one is the one that I struggled the most with, I think, to get close to. So you can see how strong all the shades are in this, and that was definitely a gripe that I had with this palette, is I don't feel that it's a standalone palette. I'm not one to use all mattes. I would love to have a shimmer shade in my palettes. Actually this one was not that close either, but yeah, so you see there's not a great deal of depth difference between all the shades. There's no highlight shade in there, one that you can use for your brow bone, your inner corner. Definitely a deepening shade here, but the other ones are all, although like I said they're different colours, but they're still a very similar depth. This one is, well, I should say these two are slightly lighter, but yeah, so I'll quickly let you know. So the first shade, that's if it's in the same order as, sometimes they do it in reverse on the back of the packaging, but it looks like that is Stay Sassy. Then we have, apparently we have Brassy, and then we have Foxy, and then Bossy, and then the last one is Oh So Sassy. So the Colourpop ones, I've just, my arm, it's starting to ache. Okay, so the first one, so this one here in Colourpop was Imperial, and then this brighter one here is Meteorite, and then we've got this one here is Tan Line. Not sure if all of these are still available. And then we've got Top Notch, and the last one is this one here, is called Bonfire. So I think Tan Line and Bonfire came in a quad that I got quite a few years ago. So so what do you guys think in regards to them being a dupe? The vibes, I know they're not exact, but yeah, so I'm going to try and get these off my arm. Hopefully they don't stain too bad. What a mess. So yeah, that's going to take a little bit of work. I'll finish this video off, and I'll go and wash that off properly. So thanks for joining me, guys. Hopefully I will be back soon with my highlighter imagery video / videos, and I'll see you then. Bye.